Welcome to this week's virtual Sunday School. Now today we're going to be talking about the entry of Jesus into Jerusalem. And as you can see, we've got this beautiful icon in our church of Jesus now coming in with the disciples into Jerusalem. But before we talk about the story, I want you to think about something. What if a big movie star, like a famous movie star, was going to come to your town? I'm thinking to myself, probably they're going to come in a big limousine. You wouldn't expect somebody like Tom Cruise to come in riding a tricycle or something like that, right? So how does Jesus, who is the Son of God, come into the mighty city of Jerusalem? The biggest city in the ancient world. This is now where Solomon built his great temple. This was the center of the world of the Middle East of that time. And so in this huge city, at the time when the largest festival of the year is going to occur, the Passover, we have now Jesus coming into the city of Jerusalem riding a donkey. You would think that Jesus would have picked a mighty stallion and come in like Solomon or King David, but that's not what he did. And this was a huge surprise to the people that were there, because many of these people had seen Jesus raise Lazarus from the dead, one of the greatest miracles that Jesus did. And they were expecting now that Jesus was coming in as the Messiah to save them from the Roman Empire. And what do they see? They see Jesus and his disciples coming in on a donkey. But Jesus asked for this donkey. Jesus told his disciples, go into the city, you will meet a man, and he will have a donkey ready for you, and I want you to bring that to me. Jesus wanted this donkey in particular. So as Jesus was riding in on his late model donkey, the people were thinking, okay, not what we're expecting from our Messiah, but maybe he's got a secret plan that we don't know about. And so they took off their cloaks or their coats and they laid it in front of the path, which is what you usually do for a king. And then they took palm branches and they laid those in the road as Jesus came in. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, I think I've done that in the church. And if you remember a couple of years ago, that's what I had you do, is I had all of you line up when we did the great entrance where I come around the church and I come up the center aisle, and I had you all holding palm branches, and then you were waving those palm branches. We were reenacting what was happening on Jesus's triumphant entry into Jerusalem. So in effect, the laying out of the palm branches, you can kind of think of that as like when we lay out the red carpet for when movie stars come in. So think of the palm branches and the coats in that way. So this entry into Jerusalem was Jesus's public announcement of his divinity, saying that I have come as the Son of God for your salvation. So now where he was hiding before from the Sadducees and the Pharisees who were looking to kill him, now Jesus publicly announces and says, here I am as the Messiah. And the people, as they were laying down the palm branches, they were shouting out, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And that was Jesus. But maybe a good question is, couldn't Jesus have made this public statement about his messiahship coming in on a majestic elephant or a mighty steed? Of course he could have. But what is the symbolism in those times? When you were getting ready to go to war, the king would ride through the city on a mighty steed. That was the signal that we were going to war. In times of peace, that same king would ride then a lowly animal. They would ride then a donkey. And the donkey was the sign of peace. So what we have here is Jesus proclaiming that I am the Messiah, I am the salvation, but at the same time, I am also a humble servant, and that's why I ride the donkey. But remember what I said, Jesus asked his disciples to bring him a donkey. Now, a donkey is a beast of burden. It's a servant animal. Jesus wanted to make the strong point that he is also a working person, that he is not just a king of the elite or the rich or the super powerful, but he is the God of the living man, and that he is here for all of our salvation. So a donkey as a beast of burden, a working animal, this shows that Jesus' ministry is not just about words, but it's about action. And that's another lesson that we take from this entry, is that as Christians, we're not just people that say things, but we are people that do things. Our ministry is actually helping people with our hands and with our minds. So I've got a question for you. If Jesus were to come and visit you in your town today, what do you think he would come in? Would he come in a helicopter? Would he come in an armored battle tank? Or would he come in a big limousine or riding a donkey?